Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna talk about assembling two components using autoplace feature versus assembling them using manual constraints. So let's get started. In order to have a better understanding of this concept, I have created two 3D models, one of which is this bolt and the other one is this C channel which is having a series of holes. To start working with the 3D models, I'm gonna start a new assembly by clicking Ctrl N, picking assembly, assigning it a name using the default template and OK. I'll maximize the screen now, turn on my datum display. On the top left corner you can see assemble option. You can pick that option, go to insertion and bring the C channel into the assembly. For simplicity, I'm gonna give default constraint by right clicking on the mouse and picking default constraint and picking OK. Now, in order to assemble the bolt with this plate, I have to go to assembly again. In session, I have already created that bolt. I'm gonna bring it in. First, I'm gonna constrain the axis of the bolt with the axis of one of the holes in the plate. So if I select those two axes, Creo parametric will give me a lot of options where if I want angle offset, distance, parallel, coincident, normal and coplanar. In this case I want a coincident constraint, so I give coincident and I go to placement, new constraint, pick the bottom surface of the bolt and top surface of the plate and also select coincident for this case. Click OK and you're done. So this is the manual way or the conventional way of assembling two components in Creo parametric. But if you have series of holes where you need to place these bolts, what you can do is you can use auto place feature where it avoids multiple clicks while assembling two components or more than two components. So we can look at that. I'm going into the part model of the bolt. Here on top right corner on the menu bar, you can see component interface option. I'm going to pick the component interface option. Right here, it is asking me for the name of the component interface. I would call it bolt underscore placement. Here, you have a lot of options where there are default constraints for cylindrical, pin joint, rigid joints, welded joint and ball joint, etc. But I'm gonna use the user defined feature for this in order to have a better grasp of the concept. I'm gonna pick this and select placing since we are going to place this feature. In the automatic option, we are gonna left click on that and we're gonna pick the center axis. And for the next constraint, we are gonna select new constraint option and we are gonna pick the bottom surface and we have to press OK. Now we have created a component interface that depends on the axis and this surface. As you can see in the model tree, a footer has been created with the interface which is currently active now. Now if I go to the assembly and I try to bring in the bolt, it will ask me the automatic constraint. See, my mouse pointer is having the axis constraint that is enabled. So there is a dotted line that is getting dragged along my cursor. So I can pick the axis first and this time it is asking me for the surface. So I pick this surface and the bolt is placed. If I have to place another bolt, I can simply right click, select new location, pick this axis, pick this surface and you're done. And you can repeat it n number of times you want. You can pick the axis, pick the surface and you're done. Now I'm going to give several bonus tips. So to start out, if I need to place the bolt in every single hole of this component, what I can do is I can simply right click on the bolt from model tree and I can hit repeat. Now you can see that only the axis is getting changed but the placement surface is not getting changed. So I'm just going to pick the axis press on add, left click on the axis, 2, 3, 4, press OK, and you're done. So that's one simple way of repeating it, but repeat only works if you have a parent object. For example, I already have a bolt which is placed initially, so I had a privilege of hitting repeat on that. If I didn't have a bolt already, I would have not got the option to repeat my placement. That's one bonus tip. Another bonus tip is that I will delete 4 of those repeated bolts. I can press this bolt and I can hit pattern. Now you see that Creo is automatically recognizing the 4 other holes inside this solid geometry in the C channel. That is because if I go into the model, in the model tree you can see that I already have a pattern hole where I created the first hole and I patterned it. So Creo was able to recognize that I already had a pattern. A quick disclaimer here is that the automatic recognition of holes will only occur if there is a pattern which is already there in the parent part, which is the solid C channel object here. Since there was a pattern already existing in the object, Creo was able to recognize it. If there was no pattern or any reference to choose from, Creo will not automatically recognize. So I will show you that. I am going to unsuppress 2 of the holes here which have been created independently without pattern. Now if I try to assemble a bolt, and if I try to pattern it, Creo will not automatically detect the next hole which is beside it. It is because they are not dependent features. They don't come under a single pattern. That is why. So you need to be aware of that. And the third bonus tip here is you don't need to pick the axis or you don't need to pick the surface. You can simply drag and drop if you have an auto place feature. I'll show you how. We need to go to folder browsers, pick in session. I need to collapse this a bit. Pick the bolt from your in session and just left click and drag it and drop it on the hole. That's it. It's done. It's as simple as that in Creo Parametric. So starting from manual way of doing things, we discovered the auto place feature and then we used a reference pattern and now we are using drag and drop. That's how evolution has occurred in CAD management and basically in 3D model softwares. So you can utilize these features in order to streamline your work more effectively. So I hope that you have got a significant amount of knowledge from this video. Please go ahead and share it with your friends, colleagues, co-workers to spread the knowledge across the spectrum in engineering field. Once again, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.